back. Today we're here with Rudy. This is one of my favorite ramen shops in the city, actually in the US probably. And
Thank you.
Just wanted to get a little insight into how Rudy's life is as, you know, someone who's an entrepreneur and who's currently doing his part-time MBA as well. So before I get into anything, can you just give us a little intro of who you are?
Sure. Yeah, haven't done my elevator speech for a long time, so it's probably a little bit raw, you know?
No, you're good.
Hi everyone, my name is Rudy. Rudong Fan, but I go by Rudy. I studied accounting in my undergrad and then worked at the PwC for a few years and then work at an internal audit function of a corporation. I mean, as I have more and more experience on audit, I just realized that was not something that I want to do for the rest of my life. So that's why I decided to do something on my own. During the MBA, the idea of opening a ramen shop came out, and eventually I was like, all right, instead of just keep thinking about it, let's just try it out. And took about a year to prepare and then open the place, Rudy's Ramen, in 2023, July.
Okay.
And it's about a year and a half now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great segue into, I was just about to ask you, like, what inspired you to start a restaurant? And of all things, why a ramen restaurant?
I always love cooking. I always love noodles. So it was really one day I went to have ramen, and that day really changed my mindset because I had a really long, busy season. And at that moment, the ramen was so warm and so comfortable. And then started to wonder, you know, why am I wasting my time on doing something that I don't love?
So what was the biggest challenge on getting this business off the ground?
I mean, there are definitely a lot. I think 2022 was the time that I dealt with the most amount of stress because a lot of things have to be in place, you know, like from a financial perspective and also from a, you know, like a operation perspective, because I don't have a ton of experience running a restaurant. You know, finding a perfect location. I don't know if I'm getting the right location or not, right? And also the recipe, right? I mean, I think I could cook, you know, I mean, but I don't think I'm a really professional chef, right? How do you cook something that not only you like, but also a customer willing to pay for it, you know? So just deal with a lot of things that I haven't done in the past, and then just try to work my way little by little to solve those problems. I think that's the most challenging I dealt with.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So you had to redecorate this whole place as well, I presume. How much personal touch did you have in terms of the design of a lot of these like lights? Because I love the bar area and like the lanterns and everything.
I would love to take the whole credit, but I mean, that would be a lie, you know? I actually work with a designer who helped me pick a lot of light. I mean,
it's very warm.
Thank you. That's exactly what we want to try to create.
Amazing. I've tried a bunch of ramen shops, and like I said, this is my favorite. How do you try to differentiate yourself from others?
You know, honestly, we really try to be as authentic as possible. I was new to the industry, but as I started, you know, working in the restaurant industry, I noticed there's a lot of shortcuts one can do. For example, there are a lot of those concentrated soup bags that you can use. I mean, some restaurants use because they definitely sell, you know. But for me, like it's just not really authentic to use something like a concentrated soup bag. So from our end, we try to cook our stuff from raw ingredients as much as possible, and we don't really add any weird stuff or any like chemical stuff into it, so that it tastes fresh. And there are multiple things that we do, both how we cook it and how we select our ingredient to make sure our soup is very clean and also delicious. And
I do love the soup.
And we have a lot of compliments for that. The customers saying they don't really drink the soup somewhere else, but they really like our soup.
Yeah, I drink the whole thing, every single drop, like to the last bit, and I order extra too. Rapid fire questions, ready? Okay. For a first time visitor, what should I order?
Definitely get tonkatsu. If you like spicy miso or tansamin, they are really great.
Okay. Yeah. What drink pairs best with a hot bowl of ramen?
Oof. I mean, our perfect yuzu sour is a really good drink. It's one of our most popular.
Is it your signature cocktail?
Yeah, it's definitely one of our signature.
Super cool. And what do you think is the best garnish in ramen?
I like the mushroom the most, actually. I mean, our ajitama eggs, this is really also really good. I'm cooking actually right now. Yeah. See, those are the ones that we already cooked. Look at the color, it's really beautiful.
Amazing. What is a tip in cooking eggs? Because I can never get them right.
So, okay, I think the key thing is to learn from your fire. Every stove, the BTU is different. But yeah, we cook about 7 minutes, and then after that, we immediately gonna put into the cold water, which I'll show you in a bit. Put in that was the one that we just cooked. And we're just waiting to cool down and peel them, which is, of course, my favorite part about cooking ramen, just peel the eggs, you know?
Really?
Yeah, of course not. Right now, this is the new batch, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we try to do first in, first out, and then we marinate for 2 days before we actually serve.
2 days?
Yes,
wow, okay.
Yes.
Amazing. Now, What do you think is the most important part of a good bowl of ramen?
I think it's definitely the soup. That's our soup right here. You know, look at it. It's just very creamy.
Wow.
Very very good bones. I mean, we don't really use any sort of chemical stuff again. You know,
Yeah.
we just try to cook the bones and for about 2 days, and then drain them at the end.
Yeah.
And just add our tare. To add the flavor. It tastes really good.
What's the most underrated ramen ingredient?
Most underrated. Oh, kombu. Kombu, which is like think about like a seaweed.
Oh, kombu.
Yeah, kombu. Yeah.
Got you. What is the weirdest request you've ever gotten from a customer?
I think
Me filming.
no. I mean, there are definitely quite a few. Sometimes we have a customer, they don't want a soft-boiled egg, so they want us to cook the hard-boiled eggs.
Oh.
I know. I mean, like just it's so. The thing is, we don't always carry the raw eggs as we cook them. We don't,
You're out, yeah.
Exactly, we're out. We don't have the raw eggs, so sometimes you gotta explain to them, hey, sorry, we can't do them. But the thing is, they're gonna think, hey, how come you don't have eggs? You have a bunch of eggs
That's
there,
crazy, got
So yeah.
Slurping is a huge part of ramen culture. Is it essential or optional?
Oh God, you gotta slurp. It's
Okay.
I mean, it's just sometimes I see people it just doesn't make any sound. I don't know if they are enjoying or not.
Okay,
you
got
gotta
you.
slurp.
So when you're at Rudy's Ramen, you gotta slurp. Got you.
Yep.
So Arthur, you say you make drinks for Rudy's Ramen. What's some of your favorite drinks?
I mean, Mai Tai, I think, is definitely my favorite drink, just in general. I typically go a little more tiki style, I guess I would say, but I try and use products that we already use in-house to kind of accent, flavors. And
I love that.
I think the tanginess of tiki style drinks and punch style drinks really matches well with like the fattiness of the ramen. Cuts through that broth, like the tanginess and the sweetness, kind of accent it a little bit more. The perfect yuzu sour, I think, is awesome. The yuzu is super bright, nice, tart, and a little floral. And then the brown sugar we use in-house is a really awesome, high quality product. So it's even got like some coffee notes, a little bit more like roasty, deep earthy notes, and those kind of balance out. The toki that's in there is going to have like a little bit of a spice grain to it, kind of like on the way to a scotch almost, or a rye. But then the liquor 43 kind of rounds that out and adds some vanilla and caramelization to make a really nice bright drink that's super balanced.
Love that. And how often do you update the drinks?
Spring, summer, and then fall, winter, and do like 1 6-month menu.
Right.
But we do try and do a new drink every Wednesday to feature, kind of like test out potential drinks on guests that might come in. They can figure out if they're going to want to come to see the next
cool.
menu. That's kind of like our final judge.
Well, thank you so much, Arthur. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming by.
If you could go back in time, would you do anything differently in your entrepreneurial journey?
I'll probably start a ramen shop a little bit early.
Okay. Any words of wisdom 给我们会讲中文的人有没有一些tips?
Okay, well, 我感觉就是，无论你做什么都会遇到很多困难，然后呢，对吧？无论是在 corporate 也好，然后自己做也好，你都会遇到非常多的 stress。To me, like 我就是我宁可就是自己做自己的事情来 deal， 就是来 deal 那种 stress， 而不是说就是在工作中在 corporate 做，然后 deal 那种，对吧？就是那种 stress。
对，是为自己跟为别人。
是的。
了解。
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Rounding out. Any tips for people who are looking to start their own business?
Well, I would definitely say, try to talk with people who started before you. Like for example, for me, I didn't know a lot of people in the industry, so I literally, just knock on door. That's how I met some of the chefs, which I still keep in touch with. Just try to learn from other people, learn from especially those who already done something you want to do in the past. And oftentimes, if you approach them right, they would like to share with you how they did it. And just put yourself out there and start taking actions.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you.
Every last drop. I'm not even joking. For the boothies watching out there, what are some of your favorite classes?
I think entrepreneur selling, that's really, really great class. You do a lot of cold calls and then literally.
We have very different definitions of cold calls. I'm out.
I know, hey, look, it just, it just really puts yourself into a very uncomfortable position that you don't usually deal with. There are a lot of things that you don't know what to do and you have to put yourself out there to do it. So I think, that's definitely, it was a very challenging one, but I feel I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And that was definitely something I would recommend.
Super cool.
Yeah.
One last question regarding the MBAs is have you found any immediate takeaways that you're able to apply from school to the business?
Honestly, definitely the entrepreneur selling. Just from there, because I was doing cold call and stuff like that, it made me become a little bit more confident to just pick up the phone and start calling people. And
you actually, not the professor cold calling you, but like you're cold calling
the customers and potential prospect.
Got it. I didn't take this class, so I don't know. But okay, I got you. Super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so go take that class if you haven't.